teaching and learning is that it should be student centered, well planned, and that it should take place within a supportive, respectful, and inclusive community made up of educators, classmates, and families. Students should feel supported by all aspects of their learning environment so that they can be empowered to take control of their learning and success in the classroom. As part of my vision, I see a classroom in which the teacher and students have a clear understanding of the trajectory of the learning and development that will take place through long range planning. Through this program, I have realized my responsibility in educating young Canadians about Indigenous history and perspectives. This has also become a part of my vision. I see a classroom that is well managed through well practiced routines and a space that is organized and respected by all who teach and learn within it. My vision also includes proper communication between teachers, learners, and families, so that each learner knows what is expected of them and are given proper opportunity to demonstrate their learning through differentiated instruction, and universal design for learning. Many of my entries in my digital learning portfolio reflect this vision. In week 2, I was asked how I believe long term planning can benefit students. We have always been taught to plan our lessons with the end in mind so that we can better assist our students in reaching their goals. Long range planning has the same benefits because teachers know the long term learning goals and can better assist students in staying on track and reaching them. As a teacher, I will tell my students about these long term goals to give them an idea of the direction of their learning and plan activities that will best help them to succeed. In my vision of teaching and learning, students and teachers are aware of the expectations in the classroom, and long range planning can help to make these expectations as clear as possible. In week 4, I explored the TRC's call to action for educators and I reflected on my role as a teacher. My personal statement from this semester is a letter I wrote to myself so that I can refer to so that I will never ever forget my responsibility in helping young learners understand the racism that exists in Canada so that we can eventually change the way Indigenous people are treated by our country's institutions. This is something I will work to integrate into my lessons and routines every day. Long range planning helps to make these connections clear and meaningful. Classroom management is a central part of my vision for teaching and learning. In week 3, I explored the document Learning for All and particularly how this document addresses the classroom management and organization. It is through a lens of creating a professional learning environment where everyone's needs are met. If each student's needs are being met, they will be appropriately engaged and challenged and will have the tools they need to succeed in the classroom. It is also emphasized that students should be aware of their learning goals so that they can take an active role in reaching them. I envision a classroom that allows students time and space to check in with themselves, to reach out for support when needed, and to feel that they are given the opportunity to learn in ways that make sense to them. These are things that I believe in, and I will strive to have a classroom that supports the individual needs of my students using universal design for learning and differentiated instruction. To ensure that my students' needs are met, I will need to be very well planned and organized, which in turn leads to improved classroom management and, of course, learning. I will also strive to use bias-free progressive discipline, as discussed in week 5. Bias-free progressive discipline encourages educators to look at the student rather than the behavior. I believe this is the most effective way to assist students in improving and provide them with strategies they can use when they are struggling, as well as appropriate discipline to help them stay on track. In week 8, we discussed the importance of partnership between the teacher and parent or guardian. Each student has a unique life at home, and some parents will be more involved in their children's learning than others. Regardless of parental support or involvement, it is my job to allow space and time for communication, keeping parents up to date on what their child is learning and how they are progressing. Parents and teachers come to know children in different ways, but both are beneficial in helping a child reach their full potential. My vision of teaching and learning includes appropriate open communication between home and school to provide maximum support for the student. Students are at the center of each part of my vision. It is my responsibility to provide my students with opportunities to learn and grow in ways that make sense to them. This program has been overwhelming and unpredictable at times, but I feel that I have been given the tools to continue to learn and grow into the educator that I want to become. This is a vision that places the students at the center of everything in the classroom, and I know it is my job to help them learn to the best of their ability.